Call this meeting to order, have a roll call. Stein. Here. Bosch.
Here.
Johnson. Here. Beckett isn't here. Not here. Approve the agenda. I got one thing I'd like to add is, we have steel stakes in the ground again by Butch Reese's, and I'm telling you, some kid's gonna tip his bike or, yeah. He's got them in the boulevard, and then he's got them right along his property line. There's no reason for them skills, he's got the plastic lights.
I saw both.
Yeah, and if they fall in the plastic, it ain't gonna be nothing, but the steel stakes are about a 1/4 inch by an inch wide.
How about motion to approve the agenda?
Who's
I'm
adding
gonna
it?
approve the agenda.
So move.
Anyway, I wanted that added to the agenda somehow.
Under Kevin's
I don't care.
or police?
I'll move to approve the agenda with the addition.
Is there a second?
Very good, yeah, second.
You get to speak to that.
Approve. All those in favor?
Aye.
Then we go to guests. Elmer, you're the only one that, nothing this time? Okay, public forum, nobody had anything they want to speak or say? Consent agenda. Motion to, accept the treasurer's report minutes from October 19th. Distribution of claims and payroll for the, and the capital improvements, change order 2-5, part 2, 1 and 2, pay estimate for number 7 payments, estimate for Salt Lake Emergency Center, and the canvassing board certification.
Motion to approve consent agenda.
We was all impacted by the assessment.
Second.
Just.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Department head, John Can make it. Kevin, did you want to talk about some of those projects?
If you got questions?
Yeah. The only question I had was, on Casper's bill for those final improvements, he's got a deduction. Is that, that's what we,
The one, on the capital improvement, part 2, there was a $12,000 deduction. That was because we didn't mill and put asphalt up on the red rock drive. And then they gave a $2,000 credit on the curb up on red rock drive. And that was in the capital improvements, not the part 2. Because that was originally in original capital improvements, so that's where they gave the credit. The change order number 2, that was, we had that water break by the middle school, we did that patch there. And then the hydrant by Eileen Powell's, that had a 4-inch leg on it, so we had to change the one that we had in the ballpark there, so that was that change order.
but as far as the mains and everything we had about the curb and that was there,
That's what we came up with, was 2,000.
and
And I sat down a little bit and figured it out, and with removals and installation of curbs, it's basically 48.25 a foot. So you take $2,000 divided by that, and you're basically 41 feet of curb. That is what they're credited.
well, but they tore up Bobby Boston driveway for nothing. You know, and that was $6,400, wasn't it? To replace. And that was just a mistake on their part.
Well, I think a lot of the mistakes was the engineering.
Yeah, well, engineering did get what?
They gave over 6,000
Yeah,
credit.
and I would expect
I think it was
something
around
similar, I would
64,
have
so
expected something similar to them, you know.
We're basically about $8,400, $8,500.
Well, it is what it is, I guess. Any other
I'm
questions?
actually surprised they gave anything, because they kept putting in engineering.
Well,
Because, you know, there was no really
Okay. Any other questions on anything here?
So let's just finalize all that up there and we're done with it.
Yep. Both projects will be finalized. Then we got the county warranty.
And the two landowners up there are happy.
So if that washes out again next spring, they're gonna come fix it for free.
Yeah.
Down below too, isn't that part of the billing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if that washes out,
If it sinks, yeah. Yeah, if it sinks, hopefully it'll sink within a year. Well, you know, we did have the compaction testing done, and they had to really pack to pass the compaction testing, which I know didn't get done when we did it the first time. And, you know, I guess I can take some blame on that as a rookie then, and now I know from now on compaction testing everywhere. It costs a couple grand, save redoing it.
Exactly.
Every project from now on will be that. And I don't care how long it takes them to pass it.
Make a motion to close up this project here, these,
Was that done already? Consent agenda?
yeah.
That's where the consent agenda.
Yeah, I got you.
So then the only other thing under the engineers is pass a resolution to adopt the assessments.
And once again, we have to do assessments because we're the bond, the state said we had to have an assessment policy.
Yeah, big policy.
Is there,
Yeah, we need to pass that this meeting.
there's no resolution?
No number to it.
Well, we have a motion to do the resolution.
Made the motion, so all four of them.
I'll make a motion.
All four of us.
All resolution got it done.
We have,
Those
Yeah,
got
with the resolution in order to accept the bond for the,
The resolution should be in fact.
It's in the package.
let's see here.
There's no number to it.
There's no number to it though.
It's right after all the engineering, letter. Resolution, we do need a roll call.
Yeah, she didn't
Let's see it.
add. It's towards the back, about 6 feet from the end.
Just before Kevin's report.
Yeah, it should be very.
There it is. So what would resolution number be?
Whatever the last one is, plus one.
Yeah.
No, don't we always go
Don't you believe it?
Today's date,
Year and date.
year,
today's date.
month, date?
Yeah.
So 16, 11,
16.
16.
16.
You can actually, whatever number you want, right?
True, but that's a pattern we've been
Right.
Just change the numbers.
I'll second their motion on consent.
Okay, any other further discussion on it? Roll call vote, Stein,
Yes.
Boss,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
I'll vote yes. I guess you'll abstain if it's not here, whatever you want to put on it. Is that it, Kevin?
That's it for Matt, and it's
Okay, then we have yours.
I don't really see anything on my report that jumps out. Anybody got any questions on the report first of all?
You want to see that some of the roads were, some maintenance was done on filling the cracks, which we discussed, which is good.
You gotta keep up on it. Especially pretty fast, right?
Nothing else on
No.
Kevin's report?
Then we got, 2 quotes for the soil corrections. Third party dropped out, prevailing wage, very much. So, as you can see, one quote is astronomical, and one's not quite as astronomical. And they were both, you know, the cubic yards are given both. And I don't know if Catherine just didn't want the job or what.
Not too much.
Not what they did, our quote is that.
Yeah.
300 and some thousand, you know?
And Schwartz's quote is material coming out of his pit.
Okay, it's good. You don't want to do
I
that.
sent him the drawn results of our soil, saying he does pass an NDOT. But he just wants to use his, well, he's a businessman, he wants to sell his product.
Yeah,
So his bid's 97,590.
Little history, we have, right now, we have 65,000 into it, with buying land, 8 acres, 11,000 Schwartz, 1,000 engineering, so we're basically sitting around 65,000. We have a deed grant for 80,000 sewer, 13,000
Good.
electrical. So we have to supply a match for that. 97,000. How much that'll be deed, I don't know.
Did you figure it,
None of it.
figure in Becky buying it back?
No,
Okay, good.
I mean, he's 40 and then he said he'd kick in another 20, 25. I think he said 20. I think he was leaning towards the 20, but I.
Well, he wants 20, but said he'd go 25 here.
So that would basically cover the 65.
So the city would have to bond for 97,590 or to get out of something else. That's what you're saying.
Well, the land, buying the land counts as our match. You know, so our match is a deed will be,
Pretty close.
we have to come up with 80,000 for, on the plus 13 left. So basically, we gotta do 94, so we're at 65 now. With math, another 30. And if deed will cover the rest.
And the rest would be 30,000 plus 97,590.
I don't think you understand that, Bob. 'Cause if we put up 50,
67,000
land in, what do you,
could be covered by deed for the land.
yeah,
That's a Schwartz
they would,
invoices.
invoice it that way, that would go against that 97. See what I'm saying?
Oh,
The 97.
against the 97.
Yeah.
67.
We might end up spending 15, 20,000
Which is where we thought we'd be.
on the whole, the whole,
yeah.
7.5 or 8 acres, whatever it is.
Okay.
Because basically right now Derek's agreement, we're awash.
Yeah, now.
But that 65 can be used as our match.
Yeah.
But we have to match 80. So we have to put another 15 in. And if Schwartz does the invoicing correct, the 97,590, the deed would cover 67 of that. Schwartz doesn't do electrical, so 13,000 for the deed grant on electrical
We have to contact that,
could not be used through Schwartz. So 67, so there's a $30,000 difference there. On 97 to 67.
How many places did they dig down to test that?
Not very many.
No, I think they only did two, and that was closer to the dump
Yeah.
than out towards the highway. And
I'm assuming the soil is just as bad as the soil is for the firewall.
yeah, that's what it is. But I don't remember when they put the highway in, did they go down that far? I don't think they went down 10.
No.
So,
I think maybe some of it was,
yeah. I'm just wondering if it doesn't run like that, you know? Well, what's your pleasure?
I want to move forward with it, I don't think it's any different than any other development we've ever done in this town.
Right. We stuck money into,
The way it sounds like after all the deep grant, and everything else is done, we're gonna be walking out with what we figured we'd have into it, $15,000, and that's what we figured, so.
You don't want to lose that project.
no, I think it's a good project.
We're engaged in it as well, as it is now.
Estimated what, of almost $13,000 a year taxes, well, half of that would go to the city, so. I make a motion to go forward with Schwartz's bid.
I'll second that motion.
Any other further discussion on it?
Far cry from 340,000.
Okay, what you want to do, Todd?
I think if you remember, on the firehouse, Schwartz was a lot less than everybody else too.
Yeah. You heard the motion in a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Opposed, nobody?
And so that 30,000, that does not include the 20 or 25,000 from back at trail. If you increased it, would that offset that 30,000?
Okay.
Well, we figured it at
For
40.
Vanquish is at now, it's a wash. We got 65 in it. It's a wash. Schwartz's bid is 97,
Yeah.
which 67 of which, if he invoices it right, which he said he would, will be covered by the fee.
By the grant.
So there's a difference of $30,000.
Double checking.
And we have to split, then we have to put in 15 to get the D grant,
What about 20?
to get it in. An additional 15 on top of 65. And then we do have future lot sales.
Right.
Yeah.
And we can put in for electric levy grant.
Infrastructure.
You know, there's been talk about joint public works. If we do it there, you know, they might cover the water and sewer going in there,
Up on the hill.
you know. If we do it right, I mean, you know, lose one lot sale.
Yeah. And once we get going, there's already a bit buyer that wants a lot up there. You know, it's just a storage building, but pretty good sized one, and I don't know what the taxes on it, just on a storage building, but,
Square footage.
huh?
Supposed to be square footage, so.
Yeah.
It's own commercial.
So. But we're gonna have to wait a year till the sewer line got it, huh?
What's that?
Wait a year till the sewer line gets,
Wait a year until the sewer.
you know, the.
Oh, yeah, the force main for the
Yeah.
CDT there. I mean, we're not, I mean, the next deed grant until next October anyway, and that's when the sewer plan has to have that line in by next October.
No, thank you, Gavin. Unfinished business. Discuss the calendar parking.
Hold on, are we gonna do this, SEH one?
What?
That's on the consent agenda.
All the consent agenda.
Oh,
That was the estimate they
oh,
estimate for.
okay.
Do we want to hear from the
I have
public.
a question from John first now. On the Schwartz, so Schwartz is awarded that, since it's a quote, do they have to be bonded for that? I know, it's,
They should be, shouldn't they?
I'd say they should be. It shouldn't really pose a problem for them, I'm sure.
yeah.
Just how long we get a bond for it. Cover the amount of the.
Did we get a bond on them when they did the fire hall?
Oh, yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah,
Remember,
they have to have a bond on the fire hall.
Wash's deal?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these bond or something.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
okay. Calendar parking. We had a gentleman last time tell us about, he doesn't like it. Are you two here for calendar parking too? But, well, I don't know, as far as I'm concerned, I don't like it, you know. The only two streets that really are trouble are 8th Avenue on the 100 block and 4th Avenue here on the 300 block. Because everybody has two cars, they have one small garage that they can't fit a car in. And last couple of years, I know like Weimar lives in the middle of that block. And if she ain't home at the right time to get a spot, she's got to park a block and a half away to get on a different street or something. And I don't know, I don't think there was that much trouble when we plowed. I think the people that stuck out was, the only time I ever had one is they pulled in at an angle and left the car at an angle sticking out, so you couldn't get through. Went knocked on the door, says, by the time I go around the block, you better be out here moving this, otherwise it's gonna get towed. Naturally, they got up and moved it. Yeah, I'm not in favor of it, and I don't know what the rest of you think.
We plowed for years without calendar parking out here.
I just think it shows a way to have common sense where, hey, if it's snowing, can people try to park on the right side, but that never works.
You know, the thing is, like, I had it last year, and I'd park on the even side, and I'd get up at 9 o'clock and leave, and I'd get back, what side do I go to? You think the other side would be cleaned out in, you know, a few hours? Well, it wasn't. So, do I go back into the, where I was supposed to have been last night, you know, because this side isn't clean? And we always had it like 12 hours after it's snowing, after we start plowing, you have to move your car, and just so that we can clean up the street. And a lot of times, you came out the second day and cleaned up, and with calendar parking, I think you'd come out the second day and clean up again anyway.
I think they're having problems with people parking on both sides. They say, you gotta move your car, so much time we're going through, you got parking on both sides again.
Well,
And I think the
they
reason,
couldn't move it just where somebody, you know, somebody else. You know, if they don't move their cars, what they're doing is they're affecting their neighbor, because by the time the plow hits that spot where it's piled up and gets rolling up, it's on the next neighbor's entryway, you know.
they did have some problems with, I think Brian was on the council when we talked about the last time, about getting through some of the streets, because there was a lot of cars, and so with calendar parking, they all had to be on one side, so they could go through and get it pushed back, and then the next day, when they move to the other side, they could push it back.
I go up on 8th Avenue from my house to First Street, there's 15 vehicles up there. Where are they gonna park them all on one side of the street at?
Yeah. And the trouble is, if it gets 40 below and you want to plug your car in, and you're supposed to be on this side of the street, you ain't gonna run a quarter across the road. So
Well,
Run a quarter across, the
Last
plow's
time-
gonna happen.
yeah, the last time we looked into it, it had to do with, on the street crew saying that they're having difficulty, if I remember correctly, getting through some of the streets. We tried to find the best, calendar parking policy, we
I
could
think
come up with,
I think we
so.
have trouble plowing that street because somebody doesn't want to get too close to the curb.
Don't start that again.
Yes,
I'm
well,
sick of that.
it's true.
No, it ain't.
Yes, it
You
is.
know what that plow's like.
I know what it's like.
Come on.
Drove it for how many years?
Why are the curb feelers wearing out if he's not getting the curb?
Well, he must be hitting them somewhere, but I know where he's not hitting.
I'm just sick of it, Mike.
Well, I don't
I'm sick of
care. We're sick of it too. You
Good.
come out and he's 4 feet from the,
Well, repeal calendar parking.
well, that's what I'd
Go
like to
for
do.
it. You know how I feel.
Well, I know you do because.
Fuzzy said the same thing, said, don't get rid of it, but
But why does
good
Fuzzy care?
choice.
He doesn't even live here. So they can write tickets? Well, is that what he wants to do?
Ask
I
him.
don't know. Well, you can't ask him if he doesn't show up.
I expected it tonight or someone tonight.
Well, I expected him because I thought he was on that shit all.
How many times did you stand, like you say, you stand at the steering wheel because you got a 12-foot plow, you got two cars 12 foot 2 inches apart?
But it's only a couple times when we had a bad storm or when you're going down
7th Avenue is always bad.
7th Avenue and nothing like,
Not,
4th Avenue.
not like 4th, no.
Yeah, and nothing like 8th. They were never no problem.
Being in the office the last 2 weeks, there's been like 4 people come in and ask us to keep it. Just so you know.
Well, if they're not here to say that,
Okay.
I don't listen to it.
All right.
You know, I'm just saying, I could say there's 6 people that tell me, I mean, you know.
Well, you say the same thing when people aren't here, you say, well, they must not have a problem.
They said, when you bring it up, and I brought it up.
Brought it up,
I think we did the calendar parking for the street crew, we do the maintenance of the roads in the winter. I know when we talked about it, it wasn't perfect, because all the roads
I
are,
know, but
they're
I
all
know,
different widths and
I know
stuff, so.
when you guys did it, it's, people that are on the council all were from either, Mud Edition, Trailview Edition, where they got big driveways, you know, they pull in the driveway, there's never any cars on the street in those areas.
So is there something instead of abolishing the calendar parking, looking at it again,
Well,
saying,
I
we
would
should make
just-
some adjustments here for this or that?
Go back to what it used to be, and 12 hours.
Dickie, you said you didn't have no problems with it? First year I started here, I had to pull you off a car on 7th Avenue. Where Jacobson lived, remember
Yeah,
that car?
Is calendar parking,
but
is this
Jacob's
an
about to
ordinance now,
park way
or
out
is
the
it?
street there
What?
too.
It's an ordinance, then.
It's an ordinance, so you'd have to amend the city, the ordinance, or do away with it,
Yeah.
to do away with calendar parking.
I think calendar parking has its place, if there's specific things that can be adjusted, maybe look at that, but I can't see just getting rid of calendar parking because.
I see where people are frustrated too, because you get years like last year where we had no snow, and people are getting tickets on their car when it's no snow in sight for 15 days. I mean, I see where people are frustrated, yeah, like that one. But, you know, I wish there was a common sense way to say, hey, look at the weather, it's like this week, we know it's gonna snow 6 to 15 inches. It's in effect, but
Yeah,
Let's figure this way, I can jump in the conversation. Already this year, I mean, 70-degree days, I was seeing warnings on vehicles. He's got to have something better to do than drawing a little X on a thing and putting it on a windshield. There's so many more things that can be done.
I think they're not trying to say, here's a ticket, they're trying to say, the season's coming, and trying to get everybody into that mold, because when I worked here, that's what we did, we went, made sure we were doing a bunch of warnings to get people kind of in that gear, so one day you don't wake up one morning and say, you're gonna pay this ticket instead of a warning, so I think that's what they're doing now.
Yeah, no, I do understand that, but when it's 70 degrees,
that's.
Well, it's-
Well, I can see the warning, you know, to get people in, but like the old way when it was move your car after 12 hours, if you didn't move it, there was no ticket, they towed it. The cops towed it,
Yeah.
and then pay that fine instead.
Now it's like $450 now.
Well, yeah, but I mean, back then it was $100, you know, the car got towed.
a couple of solutions that I think would work in everybody's benefit. Instead of, the 12 hours, you gotta go to the other side, and somebody was saying, all you're doing is flip-flopping and you're still stuck there. Like, Fairwood does it, for instance. If there's a snow emergency, if it comes over 2 inches, then immediately it kicks in that night you have to park odd days, odd side, even days, even side, until the snow is removed. Only one side of the street is ever occupied at that time. Towing, I don't know why.
Just out of curiosity, doesn't it snow down there at night when you're sleeping?
It wouldn't take effect, no,
Well, I
It
mean,
would be that,
doesn't
it would,
snow.
We get up in the middle and make the plow.
At 3 3 o'clock in the morning or earlier.
Yeah, I mean, if it snows, if it looks like it's gonna be nice,
Yeah.
and you say you can park it wherever you want, but if it snows 2 inches, that kicks into effect. Well, I've gone to, I play pool till midnight, and then come home and think, oh, nice day tomorrow. 3 o'clock in the morning, I get a call, gotta go plow. You know, it's, snowstorms come and go, you know.
I think, I don't know for sure, I haven't lived down there for so many years, but there had to be some kind of anticipated storm or something. You know, I mean, there's gotta be a little bit to go with it. But they always had one side open, one side not, and, you know, anytime there was snow, they were able to go straight through. You always had one side open. I don't know why it would be $450 for a tow. The vehicle that.
Oh, monopoly.
Yeah, I had a vehicle that I had to have towed twice in 2 weeks, or in 1 week. A week, 1 week apart. And the total bill for each one did not exceed $120, and that was towing all the way to Rapids.
What record?
Things have changed in the last 2 years.
This is
There's
just
only one
last
tow
week.
company.
Last week.
What
Yeah,
record?
this is,
That's what I mean.
What
Yeah.
record company?
I don't know, they had red trucks. It was the one from Rapids, I don't know which one. What is it?
Maybe it's two different rates depending who they're towing.
Yeah,
Just our experience, Brian and I, it's a little bit more money. So.
yeah. Instead of going all the way to Grand Rapids, they got the empty lot right there by Bob's, so I'm all right there, throw a boot on it. I mean,
It belongs to Bob.
Yeah, that's.
I'm just, throwing stuff out there or whatever. But, like my situation, like I brought up before, we don't have a garage, we don't have a driveway, we're stuck. There's nothing we can do, we're constantly moving a vehicle.
I like the calendar parking for the plow days, but other than that, I think it's a waste of time. I mean, but when it's snowing, we need something.
Mhm.
I mean, and unfortunately, the common sense rule doesn't apply. I mean, you can tell people, hey, when it's snowing, you gotta be on this side, but
Yeah,
there's gonna be a lot of tow cars.
no, that's when we can definitely start throwing tickets, throw some warnings, throw some tickets.
Yeah, I agree with you. When it's 60 degrees out in November, there's no need to be parking on certain sides of the road, but
The police guys got discretion also.
they don't like doing it either, Bob. I talked to Bill the other day, and he said, I don't like the parking issue because it makes them out to be the bad guys. They don't want me sitting writing tickets all
Well,
day for
it's
that.
nice that they're in town to enforce local ordinances.
I'm not gonna disagree with you on that one.
That's
I
kind of,
know
a
one
rarity.
vehicle last winter, never moved all winter, and sat in the very same spot, all winter long. Never got a ticket on it, never got a tow, nothing.
Yep.
I know the vehicle this year that in 16 days so far, it's only moved one day and has not even had a warning on it. But one day on my way to work, just driving to work, and I only have 2-block, commute, I saw 5 vehicles with warnings on the windows. And it was a 70-degree day.
Must have been a part-timer working.
Yeah.
I also did find out yesterday, I'm sure other people know it, but Taconite does not have any parking ordinance. They have the main thoroughfare going through, and that one's got some kind of parking thing, but as for all the other streets.
Cars, no parking from 2 to 6.
If the city crew has to keep going, there's gotta be something in place. I feel if they gotta keep going up and down the streets all day, so when cars move, to move the snow.
I fully agree, I
Yeah,
don't
that's
think it
just
should be
not
a
gonna
whole.
work.
Bob, that part I really don't care about. It's the stress when you got an inch of plow between 2 cars.
Yeah, I agree.
And when you have a plow angled and you catch an edge, you can be thrown into that car.
Yeah. And I've done that with my small
I've
plow.
done it too.
So,
But then that would be where, we got the snow issue, they call us an emergency, everybody's on one side, there is no second vehicle, and you can go.
When is that gonna plow?
I'm sorry?
When is that second sign, you say it's clear? Okay, that gets plowed, when do you go to that second sign?
That is something we would have
Well,
to,
the next day, then they come out and plow your side?
that's what they would do on site.
That's calendar parking.
On Main Street.
yeah.
No, it's not.
But that's not for 5-6 months
It's
out of the
on
year.
your calendar parking.
That's the only time it's no emergency.
If you can tell me when it snows, why don't you apply for a weatherman job, because those guys can't tell me when it's gonna snow, you
But
know?
Mike, I can tell you it's not snowing on a 70-degree day.
No, I agree, but they never got a ticket, you got a warning. And I think, I agree with Bob that it's just a warning to say season's coming. We've got posted November 1st till April 1st.
Yeah, that's why they do those too, just so you guys know what they're doing.
Yeah, just so there's a warning out there.
No, I understand, but
Yeah.
still, I mean, you know, I still have I have my notes from the last one where, you know, I'm pulling off where 17% of the days are affected for calendar parking where there's a snow emergency. There's 17%, you know, that's not very many days that is even affected.
I don't think that's correct 3 years ago, when we plowed pretty much every day.
Well, if you average it out, then it would be.
I don't like averages. I,
Society, I'm telling you that.
I have data from
This
the
is
National
old and I
Oceanic
have
and Atmospheric Administration, and these are from the survey from 1981 to 2010. So they had 29 years of data. It's not, you know, I really doubt we're in a drought for 29 years now.
People are confused now about doing it every other day. What do you think is gonna happen if we don't move them and then all of a sudden you're supposed to be on, what side is it? Even or odd?
Well, I don't think that people of Bovey are completely ignorant or even more ignorant than other cities where it is working in those cities. I mean, there's gotta be some kind of,
Well, the 12-hour rule that we used to have in effect always worked when, for 25 years I was here. And, you know, move your vehicle when you see the other side is clean, you know, and I don't know how you guys call the streets. Do you do a street at a time or a couple streets at a time?
usually do a loop.
A loop? Yeah, we used to do a figure eight, you know, because we had the one-way close. And we do a figure eight, and then we reverse and do a figure eight, those 3 blocks would be done, you know, so you move to a spot where it's cleaned out, and if we had time that day, we go back and clean up. If we don't have time that day, tomorrow will come out. Which ends up coming out tomorrow if I don't have to move, you know. And then they got, you guys got the ordinance as what though, Kevin? Like midnight till 10 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, I think it's 10 o'clock, yeah.
That you have to be on a certain side so that they can get the other side cleaned up. But like I said, I don't know if you don't come out early enough or what, but I know 10 o'clock in the morning when I come home, that other side wasn't cleaned up. And I don't want to park in there because you want to get it clean, but I don't want to park where all the snow is on my side, you know. So 6 to 1, half a dozen the other, and the vote's going to be 2 to 2, and it's going to be a dead issue for tonight, I think.
Well,
But
another thing is you had more guys when you guys were working. It's 3 of us.
well,
You guys didn't have budgets back then, we got budgets. People cry when their taxes go up.
but really honestly, what
You
is
have 2 dump trucks.
What is the difference between the calendar parking we have right now and the calendar parking we would have on those days? It would be the same thing, but instead of 151 days affected, there would only be 135.
But how many people?
Or
how
135
many
would not be
people- How
affected.
many people have common sense to watch the weather and do it?
So you told the ones that don't have the common sense to move.
Well, I just said, you know,
These other cities make it work, why
I
can't
parked
we?
my truck on the 15th, anticipating the 16th. That's parking on the even side. Now, if it starts to snow at 9 o'clock at night and really snows hard, I don't notice it. You know, I don't look out my window every 15 minutes for snow anymore.
But we know when there's gonna be a blizzard coming through.
A blizzard is different. You said on 2 inches.
Okay, I think everybody in here knows that this Friday, we're expecting to get up to 16, 18 inches of snow here.
Huh?
There's about 4 or 5 different estimates on how much snow. 2 or 4.
So does everybody in here know on
It
Friday,
is
we're gonna get snow, and yesterday we did not?
That's
I
why,
mean,
that's
it's
why
gonna
you leave
rain
town Thursday
tomorrow,
night.
it rained
If
yesterday.
the wind blows the right way, we're not gonna get anything.
I have Friday off.
If the wind comes in from another direction, it's all gonna go north or south of us.
And I'm pretty sure if we ran into this situation where we were supposed to get this huge storm and we didn't, or we weren't supposed to get anything, and then all of a sudden Mother Nature shit on us. I think that could be like, you know, like a state of emergency type of thing, where there's a little bit difference. What happens if the earth rotates just a little bit and we move a little bit closer to the sun? We have no snow now. What if the earth stops turning at all and we turn into an ice age on this side? I mean, there's tons of what ifs.
There'll be no parking.
So,
What if we run out of gas? But anyway,
so the recommendation is when you get up in the morning, look, oh, it's snowed, move your car to the other side. Or when you wake up in the morning, yep, it snowed, and now it's an even day, so make sure it's on the even side, something like that.
Something like that.
once you come in the morning, go to sleep, you work the night shift.
That's right.
You know, it's like-
It adversely affects somebody.
It starts snowing there,
Like I said, all these other cities, they don't have the counter parking issue the way we do. They do have it during snow emergencies. But other than that, and these cities work. They're not locked in. All the vehicles are trashed.
You know, I'm worried about too, about the consumers like you, the citizens, you know, especially on these couple of streets that are bad. And, you know, if they start parking in the alley because they can't get in their garage, you ain't gonna get through there with the, you know, anything. They're gonna pack them alleys, so I just don't know what the best way is, I don't know.
And how do we have people?
Well, the alleys get
sidewalks?
packed, alleys get packed now.
On the boulevard, you know, they park on there all the time.
But we park there because they don't plow sidewalk by the,
Can you legally park on a sidewalk and leave it there overnight?
nobody tells me I can't, so I do.
Nobody, I talked to Bill
I
about
park
that,
on
he
the
doesn't
boulevard
care.
up beside my house.
Well, just because
Once
you
the
do doesn't
ground,
mean.
once the ground freezes, I park on my boulevard.
Well, what I'm saying though is, I don't have, you know, civilian law enforcement.
There you go.
You guys do, is there some kind of, you're not supposed to block a sidewalk?
The sidewalks,
They don't plow them
they
over.
don't plow the
No,
sidewalks anyhow. The only sidewalks that get plowed is the main street.
Well, they got the side streets too, but they just don't plow up on
Bill said he will not ticket for
Yeah,
parking on the boulevard.
yeah. Because I know Eighth Avenue doesn't have no sidewalk plow.
Is it legal to park on sidewalks? Whether it's summer or winter?
In the winter time.
The state of Minnesota doesn't dictate if you can park on the sidewalk or not, because the city
The
is
city ordinance,
to be a city ordinance.
They just say, go ahead.
yeah.
And so in law enforcement, isn't supposed to be so, this is black or white, there's supposed to be discretion in there, and because of the circumstances of people parking on the boulevard, and the vehicle's not a 5-ton military vehicle cracking it up, I mean, using some common sense, I don't see why the cops are gonna ticket it, because you're off the street and you can plow. If your vehicle's like ripping the curb off, yeah, I know you're not parking.
The only sidewalks we plow are like by the post office, you know, plow a few of them for a block. And,
That was under the impression that we had to keep our sidewalks clean. That's not true.
No.
We don't have to walk,
That's Grand Rapids.
so we force people to walk in the street during the winter time?
a lot of things.
So,
I can tell you a story in that too.
You know, we used to plow the sidewalks, but the people would still walk in the streets.
And some
Well,
are
then
getting
we
a
get a
section
choice,
that smells
but
like
now they
pushing
don't
your
have a
yard.
choice. Now they have to walk in the streets.
Well, they had their choice before. They all walked in the streets. We had, every sidewalk in town opened up for a few years.
Because the streets get sanded, sidewalks don't.
Now they
sidewalks
they
are
walk the
busted up.
streets when we had them all open.
The
So,
sand, the
okay.
salt on the sidewalks cracks the concrete.
So if I don't shovel my sidewalk and somebody walks down there and slips and breaks their hip,
It's act of God.
who's getting sued for that?
God.
City property.
What's on city property is on your property.
Okay, I just want to clarify that.
That's fine.
now, in my situation, can we just park right on our boulevard? We don't have to worry about parking in the streets?
I don't care.
I'd wait until the ground freezes first.
When you say your place, could you tell me where you're at so I can envision where you're talking?
The old Mall Church, they're, I mean, our backyard is teeny tiny, and we don't have any side yard whatsoever.
Yeah.
All we have is boulevard.
Be careful for that stump
Is that gonna get cut out?
next spring
Okay.
or early summer.
But if you can see that they're not plowing the sidewalk, you know, certain sidewalks, we used to plow a lot more because we had 2 schools, one here and one up there. We made sure that those were always open, but if we don't plow a sidewalk, We don't care if you park on it or what,
Okay.
you know.
As long as it's not causing damage to the weight of the vehicle and all that kind of stuff.
Mine's biggest vehicle and it's a half-ton truck.
Yeah.
I've been parking on my boulevard ever since I've lived there since '91.
Yeah.
I've been parking on my boulevard for years.
So we found the common ground boulevard.
I can't fit my garage.
You got 2 garages, you can't, and 4 stalls, and you can't get in the garage.
I had to clean the one this year so your lady can get in there.
My truck won't fit in my garage anyhow.
So,
I think
anyway, you can park on
I
the
know.
boulevard and solve the problem.
I think that should be in writing. If we're saying, you're honestly, this is your idea, that it's okay to park on the boulevards, because we were under the impression that we need to keep our sidewalks clean. So what we're saying is that the answer to all of this is, we'll just all park on our boulevards.
There's nothing in city
I don't-
ordinances.
I've only been here for 2 years, so I don't know what my neighbors have been instructed. I just never thought that it was, I know we parked on our boulevard last year. And then I got the cops came to my house because I was planting grass seed because my neighbor called and the cops came over and said, are you planting stuff here? I said, I'm reseeding my grass. So, I'm just saying, if you're telling, you're gonna tell the whole city it's okay to park on the boulevard, I think that should be in writing. Because
Well, there's nothing in rating that says you can't.
Yeah, so either way.
Right.
Yeah.
Can't park in the middle of the street?
There's no ordinance against it.
Yeah, that's
You
actually.
can park in the middle of the street.
Is there
You
a
can't do,
ordinance on that?
can't do the main street, that belongs to this county, it's a county road, so you can't do it on that, but on the city roads, there's nothing saying you cannot. As long as you're not doing damage to the
We
property.
have the no parking on the old highway, you know, Main Street.
Right.
And I can see keeping that one, you know, they want, but. Yeah,
I've never gotten a ticket in 26 years I've been parking on my boulevard.
Oh, that's been going on for years, they've never ticketed it.
and I hated to see this calendar parking at all because mine was on the only truck on 8th Avenue on the 200 block, you know. So-
And your boulevard has 2 trees in, you can barely get your truck in.
But I get it in there, don't I?
Yeah.
So,
So I think it doesn't need to be arranged, there's no law against it in the city of Bovey.
Well, Bill said he doesn't have a problem with it.
No, I've never written a ticket for that when I worked.
But what they're saying is they're not aware of that.
I keep my
Right.
boulevard straight right
And
now.
it would prevent a lot of people getting tickets if it was public knowledge that, maybe we should put out an ad in the paper that the city is
Encouraging, if you don't have adequate space,
park on the
Move
boulevard,
it.
park on the sidewalk.
park on your boulevard, and they can make sure you maintain it.
We need to put out an ad, just tell a couple
Believe
people
me.
in town.
Right there.
Just tell Homer.
but believe me,
Tell everybody that-
Everybody comes to the post office.
Yeah.
if you have,
Exactly.
Maybe the US Postal Service could do a free mailing for the city.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do it every door direct, it's really cheap, it's very efficient, and every single
doesn't
person.
matter if you're up on that boulevard with your 2-wheel drive, or if you have a windrow.
I'm sorry,
A
say.
windrow.
Okay.
It's all
Windrow.
There's a all windrow there.
Yeah.
With my 4-wheel drive, I can plow through it usually,
Oh.
and then I plow the snow back up in the pile between the 2 trees, but you might get stuck if you have a small car and you decide that if you don't keep it, you know.
Well, the teenager's got a small car, you can get out and move it every night.
I see where you're going now, huh?
But I can see no matter what, we'd never get this resolved tonight anyway. as far
I think
as-
there needs to be a committee to look into it further.
Yeah.
I think if the majority of the problem is that resolved by the fact that they can park on the boulevard.
Well, I know I've been doing it for the last,
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in town that park on boulevards.
And we've always been.
But like I say, I recommend waiting until the ground freezes before getting up there.
Or before Friday.
Or what?
Before Friday.
I just would have parked up there November 1st, you know, number 70. Sorry.
well, we discussed this till the end of the world.
I think you should have a committee though, I think there's things to look at for next year. I actually like the idea of the lights you said on each side of town, and it wouldn't be hard to get something figured out. If they're only in effect when lights are flashing or something, I mean.
Everybody's gotta come into town one of those two ways.
And I'm sure there's fine money over the years that could pay for 2 blinking lights, but.
It's like when you're supposed to park on the day that's coming.
Well, if we're gonna have a committee on it, I would like to be part of that committee.
It sounds like you should head it.
Yeah.
You got all the data.
Well, I'd like to be on it too, I'll just say, I have a bunch of data and stuff too, but, and I called you on the agenda, but I didn't get there. I'm just saying, I would like to be on it too, I've done a lot of research myself.
I like the counter parking for the guys plowing, but I honestly think there has to be a common sense way of doing it. I mean, like you said, I mean, it's 60 degrees in November, I mean, you shouldn't be getting a ticket on your car for that.
No.
Nobody got a ticket.
Oh, they got warnings.
Yeah, they did. You gotta-
There were some warnings.
Well, warning, that just gets you ready for the season.
Yeah.
It just gets.
But it's still wasted guys'
Yeah.
time.
No police guy's gonna give you a ticket when it's
Oh,
50
bet
above in November.
You bet that, that's all I can have.
I actually think that there's ways to do it where it would actually save the money, save the town money, and actually have it done in a way that you could have routes that you're plowing that would be more efficient than the way we do it now. And that's what I had proposed, but I'm good to not talk about it right now. I'm just saying,
And I'm telling you, if it's okay, next meeting, form a committee, and you two can be on it, and what do you want, 4, 5 people, if we can get them? 3 people, 5 people? I don't know, you look into it, and you can present it next year.
I have to tell you, I put out a Facebook, what is it called, event, invited everyone, told everybody about this, and had lots of people complain about it, and come on and complain, and some people for,
Or
some people
support,
against.
Where are
We're
they?
still I'm
Exactly.
telling you, as angry as all those people were, the 2 of us are, or the 3 of
Well, I
us, are
know-
the only
I
ones
know.
who are here, so.
I know one was gonna come tonight, but I don't see him. And
Yeah, I saw another person told me she was coming tonight. She didn't.
No perfect answer to it. The streets have gotta get plowed. I guarantee that the inconvenience of moving your vehicle is no inconvenience when you can't get through to get to work. Or if a plow hits your vehicle, rips the mirror off, or whatever, I mean, that's a whole different thing, so. No matter what is done, there's someone that's inconvenienced by any ordinance, it's not.
part of the problem that Kevin is arguing about, we say it doesn't get close enough to the curb, is the plow he's got. Because that plow doesn't have a wing on it to throw it up and over the snowbank. So when we get, 20 inches, 30 inches of boulevard in the snow,
You can't get it
all it does is push against it and fall right off the back, and you're running it over. And, that's why you might wear out the thing, but that's why the snow doesn't get up and over the
You
bank.
can't push it up and over the bank.
Not with the plow truck.
That's when the front end loader comes and takes
You
it.
have to load
The
it
loader
over,
to
yeah.
push the pile it.
Michael, what did they do when Judah plowed the streets in county? He never had no problem.
No, I know you didn't.
He never had no problem. He had the old loader Susie and that old plow truck we had. That's all we had. He never had a bit of problem.
But you didn't have,
The sidewalks were
you
plowed,
didn't
every one was
have
plowed.
families that have 3-4 cars either.
Oh, yeah, that's the trouble.
Like I said, Elmer, from my alley down to the First Street, there's 15 vehicles on that block.
I know you had that.
And there ain't that many houses.
No.
Well, we
I don't know where they're gonna put all their vehicles in the house they bought from Bullock.
Geez, I don't know.
They ain't parking in my lot.
I seen that.
So I think on your Facebook page, if you can put that on there, that it's legal to park on the boulevard or the sidewalk.
We might gonna push
Until
this
next
whole
meeting, then we can
alley,
form a committee and
yeah,
go
push
from
it up
there.
in there.
Can you park in somebody else's boulevard?
City owns it. City owns it, as long as there's a space there, I would assume you could park.
No, city does not own it.
What?
That's right away. City right away.
Yeah,
You pay taxes on the boulevard.
and I will retract what I said.
Okay, wait, will you please say that again?
Park in front of their own boulevard now.
So, no, I
The
mean,
boulevard is city right of way. The city doesn't own it, there's utility easements. So the sidewalk belongs to the city. Backside of the sidewalk is usually where the right of way ends. So any tree that's on the boulevard is a city tree.
so the grass is the city's. the grass pad that's between it.
Yeah, don't stop mowing your boulevard, please.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all, I'm sorry.
Because the ordinance on that though, you have to mow it, you have to
Yeah.
maintain it.
Talking about grass.
When Judah was here,
What the hell's going on?
you guys voted. Remember that part.
Let's move on.
All right, moving on. Thanks.
Thank you.
New business, approved Joyce Apple as a new library board member. She's the one.
I'll move to approve Joyce Apple for the library board.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then we have a request from Goodrich asking for ad purchase for Greenway yearbook. We usually take one out, but I can't remember what size we take out.
Can we use charitable gambling for that, or can we use regular?
We use several again.
I'll make a motion to take an ad out, as long as we use the same size we did last year.
What size
Terry
did
can
we
look
do
it up.
last year?
Terry can look it up.
And the money's in charitable gambling.
Money comes out of charitable gambling.
There was a motion. And, second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And then Minnesota Department of Health Water Quality Award. I guess I gotta say, good job, Kevin.
Good job, Kevin.
You're welcome. Thank you. What do I say? Thank you.
Keep up the good work.
For the Floridian Quality Award.
And after reading that, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.